Hello, guys. Welcome back. Some weird noises. Yeah, we are here for the DCTV show, episode 81. Today, I'm joined once again, like last week, with Andy, the man himself, the Flash podcast, and also writer at Screen Rant. How are you doing, Andy? Are you excited to talk about today, well, this week's breaking news?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you so much for having me back. I had a great time last week. I always love chatting with Ben. So even if it's, I just wanted to be a week where there's only good news and like nothing that
Mhm.
is kind of just rile our ears, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing well. How are you doing today? You ready for the weekend?
Yeah, good. Yeah, ready for the weekend. Actually, this week's gone really fast. Like I do feel
Mm-hmm.
like we did that live stream last Thursday, yesterday. So there you go. I don't know. It's gone crazy, and I feel like the only Arrowverse news we get pretty much these days is kind of bad news. But then we also get like something good from behind the scenes or something, to kind of slightly make up for it. But we'll talk about that and obviously the Batwoman stuff that you probably have seen online in today's live stream. And as always, if you want to support the channel, as it says down below, please send in super chats and we'll be sure to answer them throughout the entire stream. You can send them in by clicking the $ next to the chat, and we'll be sure to pop them up on screen like this, like Flashverse. Oh, he's been replaced. Yes,
Again, I
Andy
feel so
is my
attacked right
favorite
now.
Flashverse. Um, but yeah, so we'll put them up on the screen and we'll answer them. But we do have our main topics, and in the meantime, please interact in the chat and put in any questions. We'll be sure to answer it if anything pokes out to us. But yeah, so Andy, let's go into this, okay? So as per usual, Nexstar and what they're doing, the people over there just can't keep quiet. That I swear they're in the press every week. Do you feel like that? Like,
It's one of those things where it feels like they're like, there's those celebrities that like they don't want to be spotted by the paparazzi, but like they also go out of their way to be
yeah,
noticed. And I feel they're like, don't look at me, but also do look at me. Don't
yeah,
look at me, but also do look at me. Like this is what Nexstar is doing right now.
yeah. No, for sure. That's definitely what they're doing. Like, they know that no one likes this, right? They know that the fans don't like this, so they must have a reason for it. Are they? Yeah, you're right. I think they're trying to get attention, right? I don't know. That's the only explanation.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I will say. It's not uncommon, for any corporate to want to get, they want to have their name out there in the press.
Of
Well,
course.
and like, there's a saying of,
No
any
news.
publicity
Yeah,
is good publicity.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, but I think because I was saying this to someone else a couple of weeks ago. The problem with the whole Nexstar CW thing is that it's happening in the same year as Warner Discovery finished their
Yeah.
merger, and like all we're getting at this point is just either like some positive news, but mostly it is kind of like earth-shattering, game-breaking, and negative, upsetting news
Mhm.
about both. And I think if, let's say, the Nexstar thing had happened next year, I don't know if it would have felt so overwhelming
Yeah.
because it's happened this year. I thought that's why
Mhm.
it's like, at this point, all we can do is just joke about like, what's the next shoe that's gonna drop? What's the next thing that's gonna get canceled? What's the next thing they're gonna take away from us? Like, are we even getting Flash season 9?
Yeah. Honestly, at this point,
Mm-hmm.
the typical Gary question. Gary hasn't been here for a few weeks, but Gary Gammon always says, "Is the Flash getting delayed?" Well, it could be. Honestly, at this point, we really don't know what Nexstar is going to do with the Flash or any of the shows. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but I think what you said about any news is good news is kind of what they're going for, to get their name out there, be like, oh, the CW is changing. And I think, yeah, they just want to be noticed, I think, rather than keeping it to them. Because really, they could have kept all of these changes themselves. They could have cancelled them out of nowhere next year. They didn't have to tell us or tease us. But yeah,
Yeah.
first things first, Jamie, thank you. Yes, I saw you have been a member for 20 months. So shout out to Jamie. You're awesome, Jamie. And if any of you guys want to become a member, click the join button down below and you can become a member and obviously support the channel, but be able to be featured on one of our members' live streams. We did one earlier this week. It was very fun. A lot of the members are in the chat right now. We had the biggest one yet. We had like 5 or 6 of us. Like, it was very big. And that was a long stream. So yeah, that was fun. So shout out to Jamie and all the other members here. And also Flashverse has sent in the first super chat, 179. Thank you very much, Flashverse. Oh, also Flashverse can send in super chats now, because back where he's from, he couldn't. But now he's in the UK. It's pounds, and yes. So thank you. He says, go live IRL with Ben, Mr. Andy.
Well, Mr. Andy is my father. No, I'm not kidding. My father. No, I would not. I would be. he would kill me if he heard me say that. Like, no, don't you dare go and joke that my name is now your name, because I had to illegally change my name years ago. But listen, if I got the honor to be in England again, that would be lovely. But like, if I got the even more distinct, royal honor of sitting next to this man. This man, I mean, I would be shook up to the core. So, because when we first met, it was so sweet, because like we met in the Supergirl press room at Comic-Con 2019, and he came up to me and like he was like, "Hi Andy, how are you?" I'm like, and I'm not used to people knowing who I am, so I'm like, "Hi," like it's like I'm Ben. I'm like, Ben, because I was trying to because I was so stressed. And like, I'm Ben from the DCTVshow. I'm like, oh my god, it's you! Like, can you do your intro? And like, he did his intro. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I was kind of like, I was very honored and blessed. So yeah, like, listen, if I am in England and he wants to go live with me, like, I'll bring the drinks, I will bring the food, I will bring the location, and we will kick some ass.
Yeah, it'll be very cool. You know what we should do one time? You should come over for one of the big England Comic Cons, because they're very fun, and loads of actors and loads of fans show up, and it's huge and it's massive. It's very exciting. It's in Birmingham every May. So if you're around, feel free to come over.
Could be fun. Why not? I miss going to Comic Cons. And I want to go to more Comic Cons, because I feel like with New York Comic Con, like that's something I always wanted to go to, and I think somewhere in Europe would be a lot of fun. But and like I know that the one that you mentioned, like, and there's a MCM one. I don't know what that's.
MCM is more like overall. The one that I'm talking about is called like what's it called? Star Fury, and it's more like Arrowverse centric. Like, it's specifically Arrowverse, so it's very cool.
Imagine CW if you did an event for your Arrowverse shows, like in America.
Yeah, maybe. Imagine if they did that. I think, I've been saying this, they should do DC, now that they made DC Studios, they should do DC Fandom Live. I've been saying that. I think it would be sick. I would come over to America just for that. That would be better than Comic-Con for me.
Honestly,
it would be awesome. Imagine they did it in New York or something, would be awesome, right?
That would be sick. Yeah, I'm hoping, because I don't think, because I know some people think DC fandom has been like canceled forever, but it was just for this year they canceled it. So I think there's a good chance that they might do it in real life at some point. Maybe not next year, but maybe the year after, because we know Warner Brothers with their money is not in a good place right now. So
they're definitely not. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they do. That's my dream. DC Fandom Live. Imagine. That would be so cool. Anyway, we got some super chats here. Second super chat of the stream from Clan Rocks, a huge $17.99. Thank you so much for supporting the channel like that. He says, or they say, sorry, I don't know, Clan Rocks. So with Henry Cavill back as Superman and more news about Ezra with the threat of jail, yeah, I'm really worried for the Flash movie. I just hope / want Sasha to shine as Supergirl, and with Cavill maybe back in the DCEU, I fear she won't get her chance. That is very interesting. Let's answer this one first before his next super chat. Okay, Andy, with Henry Cavill back, if he gets his own film in the next few years, do you think that is going to squander Sasha's chance of showing up as Supergirl in the future?
No, actually, I think it's going to increase the chance, because I mean, Ben knows as well as I do, but they are cousins in the comics. And so maybe Man of Steel 2, whatever they're gonna call it, could be maybe Clark finds his cousin finally.
Yeah.
We know there's that Man of Steel prequel comic that came out about almost like 10 years ago. And we know Kara has seemingly been on Earth this whole time. Maybe that's what the Flash movie is going to be pulling from and so on. But I think, I don't think it would be worrisome for Sasha. I think if anything, it increases the chances, because I think, one, when you look at the suit even that Sasha wears, I mean, that House of El symbol, it's just, just a little bit similar to the one Henry Cavill wears. So I know, but I think they kind of look like, even though I know she's Latina, they look like they could also be biological cousins. So I think there's more chances than ever for Sasha to come back and now be part of that franchise. I still think it would be great if she gets her own Supergirl movie, and maybe we can have a Supergirl Batgirl movie, because I really want to see her and Leslie Grace together at some point. But I don't think you shouldn't be worried. I think, if anything, James Gunn, who I know is a comic book guy, I think he wants to extend the world as much as possible. So Sasha's Supergirl, and also I think it's also exactly. And also I think so many people are so excited for it. And I think she's gonna, from what I've heard, people who have seen bits and pieces of the film, they say that she's absolutely phenomenal, and that makes me very happy. Because I do love Supergirl too. Listen, in a perfect world, I would have Henry Cavill, Elizabeth Noyce, Joshua Orpen from Titans as the super family, but alas, here we are. But I wouldn't be worried. I think you should be more excited than anything.
Yeah, honestly, when I heard when I saw it in Black Adam, before they even did that announcement, I was more excited about the Supergirl aspect of it than I was even the Superman aspect, because I was like, more Superman. This means more maybe a future story with Supergirl, especially because, as Clanrock says in his super chat, obviously the Flash film right now is very much on the bubble. Is it going to be well accepted? How are people going to perceive it now that Ezra has gone through what he's gone through, right? And so we don't even know what's going on with the Flash film. So the thing for me, when I heard about all of that, I was most worried. I don't know about you, Andy, but I was most worried about the Sasha Calle Supergirl of it all, because I was so excited to see a Supergirl in the DCEU for the first time. And seeing that news, I was like, oh shit, what's going to happen? And they potentially maybe aren't going to do a Supergirl solo film. There was that news that maybe they shelved it for a while. So with Henry coming back as Superman, I'm honestly very happy. So I wouldn't worry about it. That's just my opinion. I think that's Andy's opinion too. But yeah, let's just quickly move on to the next super chats, because I see two more. Flashverse, thank you once again for the super chat. Ask Eric Wallace for Goldface and I'll cheat on Ben for you. Andy,
first of all, you should never cheat on Ben. You should never do that. But secondly, no, I'm not gonna ask him about Goldface. He's gonna be like, Andy, did you crack your head? I'm like, no, that's what the internet is forcing me to ask that. So but I love it. I love that actor though. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's fun. I actually have a funny story to tell for Flashverse and you, Andy, and all you Goldface fans out there. I literally was looking for a thumbnail image this week. I found it in my folder, but it wasn't very good quality. So I went back to the episode that it was from, and I had no idea it was a Goldface episode from last season. And I landed right on that line, on that classic line that Flashverse sends me every single day when it's breakfast or lunchtime. He's the famous line. What is it? He says on the phone to Amy Whammy, he says, "Oh, babe, I hope you're having a nice, nutritious breakfast and not just eating bangers and mash." And it's so funny. I landed on that line. I just scroll through, bang, right that line. It was meant to be. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So what a coincidence. We were talking about Goldface last week. And Flashverse always talking about Goldface, so yeah, I thought I would tell that. That was me.
That is kind of hilarious. I forgot about that line.
It's so funny.
Although I will say that I will add this as a more serious note. I think it could be fun if they are doing something with the Rogues. It would be kind of fun if Amy, Whammy, wow, and Goldface, if they came back, they joined forces with Captain Boomerang and whoever else was coming back. I think that could be. I think that could be fun. I'm not gonna ask that from Eric specifically. I'm just hoping that he will know my brain thoughts and just make it manifest somehow.
You can tell him off screen before you click the record button. Anyway, Flashverse says the actual quote is, "You have a nice balanced breakfast, not just the bangers and mash." There you go. That's the exact quote. I'm sorry that I misquoted, but I pretty much got the gist. It's just funny as an English person because that's the stereotype, and it's just funny coming from Goldface himself talking to Aminette Black, the most English supposedly person on the show.
Oh, Katie, darling, how did you know my accent? Were you as a British person, were you offended by her accent?
I was. I am genuinely offended. Like, seriously, it gives me pain. This is why she's like one of my least favorite characters, just because of the accent. It hurts me. It hurts me. Okay. I'm sorry. There's just a couple of accents that Americans do that are just like, why do
I hear you
like that? Anyway, yeah, Jamie, DCTV meets up in Birmingham Comic Con next year. Let's go. Well, I don't know if they would cancel Comic Con, but I think they are intending to go back for some of their content for sure, unless they do DC fandom live. Yeah, whatever's left. I mean, I'm not sure about the Arrowverse at this point. Maybe Superman and Lois. Like Tyler Hoechlin went this year for
Benjamin. That's not how you say his name. Tyler Hoechlin. It's not Hoechlin. It's not Hoechlin. Tyler Hoechlin. Hoechlin.
That's the most English pronunciation. I'm sorry.
No shit.
Hoechlin.
Tyler Hoechlin. Yeah, there you go.
I sometimes say both. It just gets confused in my mind. I was never told how to say it right, so thanks, Andy. Now I say it right. Okay, Clamrox has another super chat, and we'll go back into our main topic. Thank you so much, Clamrox, for sending in another big super chat. I really appreciate it. He says, also, it was over a year ago since we saw the Flash teaser back at DC Fandom 2021. That's true. And the Flash movie was supposed to be released this month. If the movie is still going ahead, when will we get a new teaser? And when will a full trailer be released? So, remind me, what is the official date for the Flashes?
June 23rd, 2023.
So this coming year, so next year in the summer.
Supposedly, unless something else happens.
So let's say it actually is coming out then. When do you expect a teaser? A full trailer?
So I'm going to be honest. I honestly thought that they were going to post something last Friday because the movie didn't come out. And then, but of course, for obvious reasons, I understand why they haven't. But so then me and actually my my co-host changed our reactions to I was like, but what's the next Warner Bros. Movie? He's like, there's no more Warner Bros. Movie this year. I'm like, are you kidding me? They don't have anything else in November, December, and there's nothing major coming out. So I'm almost wondering if they might be putting it in front of Shazam at this point. If they want to do the whole big DC thing. Otherwise, I don't know when they're putting out the next trailer, but it doesn't sit well with me that because of one person's actions, whether they're, whatever no matter what allegations are true, what allegations aren't true, it sucks that so many people who worked on this film are now having to suffer from this. Whereas, we were talking about Sasha Kaja just a minute ago, she shouldn't have to suffer because of the bad publicity that the leading actor is receiving right now. Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck, they shouldn't have to suffer because of this. The people who worked on special effects and composing, and and we have Andy Muschietti, the director. So none of them should be punished. They should get to be able to see their work. And now we have a sizzle reel. It's not even a teaser trailer. It's a sizzle reel that they just threw together for DC Fandom.
We've seen literally Supergirl in the background of one shot and her cape, I think, in another shot. I'll tell you a fun fact. Some of my subscribers know this, but I was actually on the set for one day. I saw it. Okay, I was there as a member of the public, and there was lots of people watching. It was in the middle of London.
Oh yeah, I remember you tweeting about it. I
Yeah,
remember you were there. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. I want
yeah,
to be there.
yeah. So I actually saw Ezra, and I saw Kirsten, uh, Kirsty Clemens.
Oh,
Well,
Kiersey Clemens, Kiersey.
Piercy. Sorry, I don't know why I can't pronounce
So
that.
you saw our new West Allen.
Yeah, so I saw them. They were there, and then literally, I s you not, I left, and like 5 minutes later, Sasha Calais was out there in the middle of the public. You know those famous first look photos at Supergirl, where
Mhm.
when she's in the air on the harness. I was there, and I missed her by 5 minutes. And Michael Keaton was there. I missed them. So yeah, that's just a fun fact. I missed
Oh,
Supergirl in real life. Imagine it would have been like her. She was on ropes and stuff like outside St. Paul's, which is like one of the most famous kind of landmarks in London. So it was crazy. It was cool to see them. But yeah, so it's been a while. Like that has actually, I don't remember when I went. That's like over a year ago, like 2 years ago or something. Year and a half maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so right now, I think it's like you said, Andy. I think it's a big shame that all of these people's hard works has been delayed because of this one person.
mm,
Obviously, lots of DC films have been delayed for other reasons.
mm.
But yeah, in terms of the trailer, Clan Rocks, I'm really not sure when it's going to come out. But like Andy said, maybe before Shazam, or they could just like randomly release it sometime in the new year. I would say, like,
Third of Flash season 9 premiere.
oh, I would love
I'm,
that.
I'm, f-
Well,
I'm,
makes
f-
sense.
I fear that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna take attention away from the final season of the Flash and be like, hey, check out the exclusive first trailer of the Flash movie only on the CW at 8/7 Central.
Yeah, we'll see. Uh, Nathan says in the chat, do you guys think DC will make a comeback when everything settles down? I really hope DCTV specifically makes a comeback, even if it's not linked to the Arrowverse, and if it's linked to DCU and they do a kind of Disney Plus. I would be very happy with that. I would be over the moon to get more DCTV content. So more the merrier, I think. But I would love the Arrowverse to continue, obviously. Like, it's a serious question for me as a Arrowverse centric creator on YouTube. What do I do if the Arrowverse ends, right? Obviously, I'll continue making videos about all the other DC TV shows because
Yeah.
DC TV is in my name. It's not Arrowverse show or whatever. But yeah, it's like it's a huge deal, and so we're going to talk about this. But thank you so much for the super chats, Clan Rocks. Really appreciate it. And if anyone else has any questions and want to support the channel, now is the time to send in your super chats. Me and Andy are going to go back to our main topic as of right now, which kind of exactly continues from what we were talking about. So, with the CW CEO basically coming out and saying the 2023 to 2024 season will look very different for the CW. So basically, and I'll just run through some of the stuff I have here, just like bullet point notes from the article. Warner Brothers TV and CBS Studios, who previously made most of the CW's content. I think like Riverdale was CBS. No, a couple of the shows were CBS, and then the Arrowverse stuff was all Warner Brothers. And so, these were the different production companies producing and making the shows. But yeah, so they said in this article, there's probably, and I'm paraphrasing big time here, only going to be a few left, and they will pick the shows that they like, is essentially what I got out of it. So in the future, they would also ask. Actually, no, let's talk about that afterwards. We'll talk about that afterwards. So, Andy, what's your thoughts and opinion? And you guys in the chat, let us know about them coming out being like 2023 to 2024 season is going to look very different. And they're only going to pick the shows to continue if they like it or they think it's feasible, I guess, for them. Thoughts?
Yeah, this all sucks because I grew up with the CW. I've been watching CW since 2006 with Smallville. So,
Yeah.
to see that this is all kind of coming to an end it's really off-putting. But for me, I wish they would just stop talking. Like
Yeah.
just stop. Like I felt we they don't have anything to show us right now, but yet they keep
Mm.
talking about all these decisions, all these
Yeah.
things they want to make for the network. And I think it's just one.
This
I
is
think it
cool.
just sends bad vibes out to your consumers. But it's like also because I feel that those quotes can be. They can mean so many different things in a year from now. Like,
Mhm.
because what if it's like when they say just a few will be still with us? Like, what if they only they think as well we will actually have 6 shows back. Where
Yeah.
everyone else is thinking right now that we're only going to have like 2 or 3 shows back from the current slate. So it's
Yeah.
I feel like I don't like their PR chat the PR right they're doing so because I feel like they're not offering anything. They're not offering anything that would make me invested to continue watching the channel
They're just
after
taken away.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know how this is a good look for them and for advertisers on the network. Like they've, advertisers have, I guess, invested in the CW because of their content, and with them basically saying, look, we're wiping our content pretty much. Like, we want to start with a new clean slate. I don't know how that's good in any way for them. And, my theory about them potentially, making DC content later on down the line when they need it doesn't make much sense anymore, because they're basically also saying, and this is the thing I was going to lead to, if Warner Brothers wants to sell them content, like TV content that they produce, they can, but it has to be at a reasonable price for Nexstar. And it's like, okay, what made you in that position to be like, Warner Brothers, you have to, suck up to us? They will just make a show and they won't give it to the CW. Like, they're not that important, and I don't think they realize that. And also, there's one other thing. They keep on mentioning Schitt's Creek, right? Because of the guy in charge, okay? However, Schitt's Creek is this, is much lauded show. Like it won many, many awards and stuff. And if they're trying to do that, if they're trying to make a kind of sitcom style show, which I know they are, I'm sorry, but the CW has a reputation, and the CW isn't going to change its reputation in like 1 or 2 years. And so if they want like awards worthy shows that are cheaper or whatever than the genre related shows that they previously had on the network, they're not going to get any of that in a couple of years. And I don't know what their plans are. What do you think about all the Schitt's Creek talk? Oh, we need just like a couple of Schitt's Creeks and we're good.
I don't know why this dude got the job. Like, listen, I've never met him. I don't know his story, whatever. So, I'm not saying this to be mean to him, but like, I really want to know how we went from Mark Pedowitz, who's had a 15+ year track record, to then getting this dude whose only history is acquiring shows at a cheap price. I'm like, if I was an advertiser, I would not be investing anything, because I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what is he gonna do? So it's again, it's I think the term I keep coming back to is off-putting when it comes to the CW and Nexstar, because it's like, I feel like every network, all the major broadcast network, they all have an identity of some sort. NBC was famous for the infamous comedy blog. CBS is old people TV and Big Bang Theory. Fox is
and crime shows.
And crime shows. There you go. Fox is Fox, and ABC is Disney Broadcasting Network. And CW was like the young
genre
shows, that's the genre, so sci-fi, fantasy, and so on. But now it's like CW is like, we're just gonna.
We hate you. We hate our.
We hate all of you. We hate you. We hate your face. We hate your mom. We hate your dad. We don't want to see your faces. And we're gonna, we're just gonna take everything you love. So
and if you come back, go F yourself.
Exactly. Essentially,
the middle finger. All of this, all the publicity is just like, yeah, okay, we know what you were before. We recognize as fans, but go F yourself.
Yeah.
You want to earn money off a stupid concept. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, no disrespect, but screw yourself.
Yeah.
No, nothing personal. Nothing personal.
To screw yourself. Yeah. I don't know. And also, I saw at the end of the article they were talking about trying to get more sports, which I understand. I think sports is going to do good, but that's not what the CW is it? And they're saying, oh, news content is going to make us so much money. Let's just do news. Like, at one point, if they go with their strategy right now, I'm just going to say it. The CW is going to be, well, I don't know, like one of those random channels that like 700 from the menu that no one clicks on unless you're like scrolling through and you're like, oh yeah, the news is on.
Yeah.
It'll
be a good channel to watch like when you're high or something, because it's like, not like let's say when they, because I know they used to have wrestling on the CW. It's kind of like you have all, you have Smallville, Supernatural, and then like one night you just stumble upon CW, you're like, WWE.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, it's bizarre. It's like, again, like I don't understand why they even bought this network. Just to, like it's almost kind of they're like they're building a house. They bought a house and now they're flipping it.
Yeah.
So they can sell it for a cheaper price.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
for price than what you.
that's what it feels like. I just, again, for me at this point, when it comes to the CW, I'm only invested in the Flash. Like, I'm gonna go. I watched Superman Lois, and but like it's like
Superman Lois.
I am gonna I do want to watch the final season of Riverdale.
I used to like Riverdale. I just haven't.
Me too, but I'm a hostage now. It's like a Stockholm syndrome now. Like they won't let me go. Like, help! Send help! Like, I'm winking. I am a hostage. I am a hostage. So, but I don't know. Like for me, it was like, with Superman, like, let's say even if Superman always comes back for another season, I don't even know if that's something I'm gonna watch live anymore, because I'm just like, like for me, like Arrowverse was the reason I was watching the CW for all these years. And even though I know Superman is Arrowverse, it's not Earth Prime. So for me, like that franchise, that side of the franchise is gone, and I'm just at this point like, I always watch it on HBO Max when it comes out. Like that's basically my attitude when it comes to the rest of the CW, because I'm like, they're not making me invested anymore, because like I want to check out the Winchester, for example, but like, what if there is no season 2? Like, what's the point of even me wasting all my time watching 13 episodes?
Yeah, someone pointed this out. So, like the Winchesters, Gotham Knights, and stuff like that. At this point, they should just come out and say it's a limited series, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should literally just because I think Gotham Knights is still filming its season. Mm-hmm. They're definitely having to prepare for being cancelled, right? So surely they're preparing for a limited series, just like one and done. 13 episodes, whatever they are. I forgot what they're actually having.
I think it's 13. Yeah, so they better get them costumes in the finale and be like, giving us something, because like Naomi didn't give us a costume, and then all she did was just fly away, and then the show got canceled.
And then the show got cancelled, and there's nothing else.
And now she's just flying forever. She's gonna be flying in space. And then if any show brings her back, she's gonna be like, I've been flying for 5 goddamn years.
Where have you been?
I've been up in the sky flying.
Oh my god. I don't know. Do you watch Kung Fu on the CW?
I started watching the first season. It's actually really good. And I'm worried for that show too.
Yeah.
I mean, it got weird by episode 1 of season 2. So it's
always saw Kung Fu after, what was it, Superman Lois or The Flash? One of them. It just randomly started after. Anyway, yeah. So for now, I don't know what's going on at the CW. I think it's just terrible, and I'm still invested in The Flash. I'm invested in Superman Lois. I haven't caught up with Stargirl. I will watch Gotham Knights when it comes out. But I honestly, at this point, what do you think of Justice U? I don't think it's coming. No way.
I don't know why people. Yeah, I don't know why people are still invested in this.
I mean, if it was like a Green Lantern show and it was like John Diggle was Green Lantern, maybe they would invest in it. But considering it's called Justice U, and there is no like major IP character, I don't think Nexstar is going to buy it. They're not going to want to use their money, their precious money. They're like, Gollum. They're like, my precious money, my precious.
I can do the Gollum. Will just give me a line, I will do
Pretty
it.
good. But it's true, right? They're not going to fund Justice U. Like, I think it's nearly impossible at this point. So maybe they have to shop Justice U to HBO or DC Studios or something.
Yeah, I don't think HBO or HBO Max are gonna pick it up. But when you mention HBO, I would like. I think if they did it right, I could see an Arrowverse show working on HBO. Like, I think you could actually do it really well.
I think they could totally, and that's my hope, honestly. If the CW really does not go ahead with any of the shows, I think because Superman and Lois has the HBO Mix kind of like link already, I think that could be the show that goes over. I would very much so hope so. I think it would be a huge waste if Superman and Lois got cancelled after season 3. Like, that's a show that could go on much longer. So yeah, I really hope with James Gunn in control of DC Studios, he's in control of films, television, and animation. I really hope, and he's acknowledged Legends already, but even though he's not going to save Legends, let's just hope that he continues the Arrowverse if he sees the absolute passion for the Arrowverse. So let's hope maybe they come out with another DC Universe streaming service for the DC Studios. Who knows? But for now, HBO Max is the Warner Brothers place to go. And let's just hope that a couple of the shows can go over there, or they can start a new Arrowverse show or something. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. I don't know. So my next question is basically, is this the end of the Arrowverse? And now that seemingly Nexstar and the CW are completely out of the Warner Brothers game because they don't want to have their content past this season, they might roll over a couple of them. Again, like you said earlier, we don't know if this is 2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows, 6 shows, or whatever. But yeah, it seems they're out of the Arrowverse game. So do you think this is the end of the Arrowverse?
At this point, I would say that's what I think people should start preparing themselves for. Like, that's kind of like what I'm doing in my mind.
Me too.
I don't like saying it because the Arrowverse has been a crucial part of my career for all these years. But like, yeah, I just at this point I'm like, I'm setting my expectations to be very, very low, so that way I can't be disappointed when we get to May next year and we find out whatever we're going to find out. Like, for me, like, I'm looking at Superman Lois and thinking that their season finale could very well serve as a series finale. Gotham Knights, I mean, it's best point, like, just call it the series. So it's just like, I have not seen any hype for Gotham Knights at all.
Yeah.
Like, I know they cast a couple characters this week, but it's like, I'm not seeing the excitement at all. And I think it's getting to a point where I'm like, and also, but it still feels like a big FU when, like, we had Batwoman. You cancel Batwoman so we can get a different Bat type of show where Batman is also not part of it. So I'm like, I don't, and it just doesn't look that great so far. But I mean, I'm gonna watch it when it comes out. But it's, again, I feel like the shows that will likely roll over are the Walker shows, maybe All American, and I would hope. Sorry,
the Winchesters.
The Winchesters, yeah. Like, essentially, I feel like anything that's very white and very traditional, I think will be safe. I don't want to get too topical here, but like, I feel that's what everyone has been warning people about when it comes to Nexstar, that they are very traditionalist in what they like, and a lot of the shows on the CW have a lot of people of color: All American Homecoming, Kung Fu. So
yeah, they may go for, I think the safer picks in their mind is going to be the Winchesters, and then Walker. I think those 2, and then Superman and Lois. But I don't know if they want to continue the Arrowverse. So that's.
I think Superman Lois. The problem with Superman Lois is I think that show is the most expensive out of all.
It's definitely the most expensive.
Yeah, and the problem also is that next month, I don't know what the date exactly is, but next month the production release date. Yeah. And the fact that we have, like, unless if we don't hear anything about it after next month,
Mhm.
That's when I would say start getting worried, because the city, because those plans came out through the city of Vancouver.
Mhm.
So we like, if that somehow were to come out, I would say, oh, maybe they are considering renewing for another season,
Yeah.
or it could just be. And this is I think a better question for CanadaGraphs than me, but I wouldn't be so if they secured a deal for like an extra year or two or so with Vancouver, it could just be that they want some extra time to see like how's the new season gonna perform, and then decide, and then they just pay the penalty fee if they don't do another season. But it's, again, this is why I wish to see that these new CW people would just not be talking so much, because it's like,
Yeah, shut your mouth. Come
yeah.
on. Seriously. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, like you said, I'm preparing for the end of the Arrowverse. Like, I never thought this would happen. I honestly thought, like, all the shows, even Superman and Lois, would go for like, Superman and Lois would go up to like season 8 or 9 or something. Like, honestly, in my mind, I was like, okay, Arrowverse is continuing, even if it's not all on Earth Prime or whatever. But recent changes, like, really, Crisis was such a huge event, and then post that, what have we had apart from Armageddon? Obviously, more and more it's just kind of going downhill, and it's been happening for a while, but we'll see. Also, with the live viewership ratings, I think, especially with Nexstar taking over, that's a huge deal for them. So unless there is some magical way to boost ratings, do you remember what Superman and Lois was doing last season?
Like barely 1 million viewers.
Yeah, I think
that's how bad it is. Like a Superman television show in the year of 2022 could not even do more than 1 million viewers. That is bad. Now again, I will say this. I've said this multiple times myself. Is that CW, like, they don't depend entirely on live ratings,
Yeah,
or, they depend on Live Plus Free, Live Plus 7. Like, you can buy episodes on iTunes, and some shows I think they're on Hulu. But now I feel with Nexstar, I feel like that mentality is going out the door, and I think they're gonna have look like I think they are gonna become more like, if this ain't doing good in live, F it, cancel it, be gone. So,
like you said, they seem very traditional. They don't seem to account for, watching on VOD or whatever you do, iTunes, or watching afterwards. So I was just looking at the ratings whilst you were saying that, and the first 2 episodes of season 2 actually did pretty good. They were over 1 million. The third episode was 900,000. And then beyond that, it pretty much was like 700K most episodes. 1 week went down to 600. That was the worst. But then it jumped up by 200K. 63% difference between an episode. And, went all the way back up to 800. So I think what really screwed with the ratings last year for Superman and Lois, or this year, sorry, was definitely the breaks, because the breaks were crazy. Like, they were left, right, center. You never knew when it was coming back or whatever. So I think that's why the ratings were so skew with. They were sometimes going up, they were going down, and like this. So I don't think it's the show's fault. I think that's just the scheduling thing. But yeah, season 1 did pretty well as far as I remember, over 1 million most episodes, I believe. Right?
In season 1, yeah, but then when they went on that weird hiatus after episode 5, because of the pandemic, and that's when Supergirl, your favorite show, came back. But I think that the hiatus is this show's biggest villain. It is not Ali Alston. It is not Morgan Edge. It is not Bruno Mannheim. It is the damn hiatus.
Yeah. Definitely. That is the biggest thing. I'm trying to find the season 1. Oh, look, I got the season 1. So the first 5 episodes of Superman and Lois ever was over 1 million. And the first episode did 1.7 million, which by CW standards is very good, right?
Very good, yeah.
As recent numbers, right? The Flash used to do 1 million, I believe, for a while.
Flash used to do 3 or 4 million.
Yeah, exactly. It did huge, and then in the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 to 5 years, viewership for CW has gone down massively, and I understand that that's a problem. But also they introduce, other ways to watch it. But yeah, past those first 5 episodes, it went down like 50%, kind of. And it was like first season pretty much did the same as the second season. So like episodes with 800K, 700K, 900K, 600K, like it was, it was just weird. Like, those kind of weird breaks again. Like the season 1 finale did 600K, like it was very low. So
that's not good.
And then it hopped up with the season premiere and episode 2 of season 2 to over 1 million. So that's like double the numbers. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's a little bit of history for you guys in terms of ratings. Sorry, I was just curious about that. But yeah, so it seems like the Arrowverse not going in a very good direction right now. Let's move on to our next topic. We talked about that for a long time. If you guys at this point want to send in any super chats, if you have anything on your mind and want to support the channel, please be sure to do it now. Click the $ underneath the chat. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's move on to our next topic. Our next topic is something that you guys who are in the chat right now watching at home probably have seen if you are on Twitter, Instagram, or anything like that. If you follow the Arrowverse and you follow CanadaGraphs or anyone that's posted it, basically there's been a photo that has been released on his Patreon. His Patreon is in the chat right now. You can go subscribe to it. I think it would be something very good. I'm subscribed to it personally, so I do get the notifications. So yeah, we got a photo of I'm going to show it on the screen. Of Javicia herself as Batwoman on the set of The Flash with none other than, who is this guy? Who is this guy? It's Red Death.
We don't know.
What do you mean we don't know? We know. Anyway.
Haven't you heard CW's calling that their mystery character?
Oh yeah, the mystery character that Javicia is playing, right? Okay, Javicia is playing this mystery character who is facing off against supposedly Red Death. What do you think of this, Andy? This is a cool photo. That kind of
I've been waiting to see it for quite a while. This is also, as people now can see that suit, it is red. Everyone was going on about it. Oh my god, I don't know why they made it black. Yeah. Well, that's not the only thing people complain about, making not something black.
Yeah,
you know who you are. But no, I mean, I'm very excited to see what's happening here, and like the suit looks very armored. Like it looks like it doesn't just look like your typical like speedster suit, which not chunky, but it just looks more. It looks more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like samurai armor or something,
Yes, it's very armor.
It's like the samurai android from The Flash from a couple of seasons ago.
You mean the samurai?
Samurai, yeah, I can think of it.
Yeah, Cisco would not be happy with you right now. He'll be like, bruh, I came up with this name. So, yeah, this definitely seems like Javicia will be sticking around for a couple episodes for sure. Or, like, I mean, if she's a series regular, because that's what we don't know. If she's a series regular, I mean, like, that could be kind of fun, actually. I know she tweeted a couple of days ago that she's like, I'm going back to Vancouver to play in Central City.
She posted a photo of herself in the Batwoman costume in her trailer as well. So that was a teaser. I guess they knew that there was going to be photos released online. But yeah, it's so exciting. I honestly was not expecting to see Batwoman, to be honest. I was expecting to just see an alternate version in the Red Death suit. So seeing this photo today, I was like, this is really cool. Like, this is awesome.
But it's kind of surprised you too. You must have been able to know that this was going to happen in some.
Yeah, I had it in the back of my mind, but actually seeing it, I was like, whoa, this is sick. This is a multiversal Javicia versus Javicia, Batwoman versus alternate Batwoman who is Red Death. Very cool. I don't know. That's just so cool to me. It really was like, oh, wow. Okay, maybe I'm excited about the Arrowverse.
Yeah. It's a good red too. Also, it's a very good red, selective red that they went because when I saw CanadaGraphs' first couple of photos, I got a little worried. Like, maybe the red is not bright enough because I could tell that it was red, but I just wasn't sure how red it was because obviously he took it in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But here, like, I love the way like it is. I mean, it's essentially like the comic. Speaking of the devil, look who's in the chat.
Who's in the chat? CanadaGraphs. Praise Bebo that CanadaGraphs got the scoop on this. We've been posting the Patreon in the live chat, so go subscribe because that's what we're looking off of. Yeah, it's just such a cool photo, man. Like, I'm just so excited. Are you excited for the face-off? Do you think that this is going to be the finale of the Red Death episodes? Surely. Right, this seems like
you think like you mean like kind of like of the first of this first graphic novel.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense, honestly. I think because if I don't know for a fact, don't you all? Oh, there you go. I don't know for a fact. Don't go and say, "Hey, this said this is a scoop." I did not say. This is what I think they're doing. I think. The first 6 will be one graphic novel, and I think one episode will be an interlude. I know everyone hates that word, but just bear with me. And then the final 6 episodes will be the final graphic novel of the series.
I agree.
And this would also explain why we haven't seen Javicia so much in public. Like maybe she, if let's assume that she's been part of the season since episode 2, whatever. So maybe it's now towards the end that she's coming in, and this is kind of part of a finale or something like that. Can you click on that or the second photo? I just want to see the front again.
It looks really cool.
That is what I think that is more terrifying than Zoom.
Yeah, it does look scary. It looks Zoom-like. But I think the mask is really cool. I love those kind of grills. I guess that's what you would call them.
It's kind of a grill, yeah. And also like if you look at the shoulder pad, they look very demonic. Like they don't look like that they're wearing it just to it's like they're almost like becoming a demon.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it does. I'm very glad because now we can properly see. My one thing was I thought this was just a chunky suit. And I thought that it all connected, kind of like, just like, someone that's like that or something, right? But this, with it poking out and like you said, it's kind of a bit more demonic. It looks really good, I think. And now this is in good light. There's lots of light. You can tell coming from like 3 different directions. So we can properly see the suit. And I think, it looks really cool, especially the emblem and the mask.
Yeah, they did a really good work on that. I kind of hope they will release it as a Funko maybe or something. I think that would. I know
they will surely, right?
Yeah, because they did one for.
I have one for Godspeed up there and Zoom and everything. So
I mean, if they did a Funko for Bloodwork, who like that creature, that creature was in one episode. He was in one episode. If he can get a Funko, she better get one. And also, of course, Iris was Alan. Come on now, Funko for the final.
Has Batwoman had a Funko yet?
Yes.
Why have I not got that? Where did they release that?
On Funko.com.
Oh my god, I need to get one. Jesus Christ!
It should be on Amazon or something like that. But yeah, I would love a Red Death Funko, and also of course an Iris Funko.
And can we have a Red Death poster too, please, CW? And a new photo shoot of the Flash and Iris and everyone for the season, maybe, please, for the final season.
Yeah, not just like the same PNG files that you've been using for like.
Yeah.
Like, listen, because I love
copy and paste files like Flash, Supergirl, Superman, and Lois. Let's just take one for this year.
Exactly. Yeah. No check Funko, no Cecile Funko. No, they have to wait till Iris gets her Funko. No, Kita, I'm sorry.
Also, can we get a Amy Whammy one and Goldface maybe? Please?
Only if it comes with a button. When you click on that, you hear the British accent like, "Oh, Benjamin, darling, what do you think about my accent?"
And then with Goldface, you got the the classic
Daddy
line,
likes the metal.
your daddy likes metal, or you having a nice nutritious breakfast.
Bangers and
Whatever.
mash,
Sorry,
mash and
definitely,
bangers.
not just bangers and mash. It's so great.
Oh
Anyway,
Lord.
we got a super chat from Gary. Welcome to the
Hey,
live stream, Gary. Welcome
what,
back. It's been a
Gary?
while. Shout out to you, Gary. Thank you so much for sending in the super chat. Gary says, do you think the Flash season 9 and Superman Lois season 3 will be cancelled? So this is a good question, Gary. And I did mention this. Was it this live stream or last? I don't know. Anyway, I said the typical Gary question is the Flash getting delayed past season 9? I think I said it today. Well, now it's changed to, the show's getting cancelled. I honestly, obviously season 9 is not going to it's not going to get cancelled because it's ending already. But Superman and Lois season 3, we talked about this, and I think I would be surprised if Nexstar and the CW continues past next season. Like I think season 4 is kind of unlikely just due to how expensive I guess the show is. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I think at this point, I think that the end is definitely near, and I think that it sucks not being. Again, like I said, it's like because of all the PRs we've had so far for CW, there's no way for us to get excited. Like I mean, like the Flash, like that's why I think these set photos, for example, is helping so much because like we have to build the excitement for ourselves because this network will not do it, which it's it's
Yeah.
like I remember the golden years of the Arrowverse. Like we had 4 DC shows every week. Monday, Tuesday,
Sorry,
Thursday,
guys.
Wednesday, Thursday,
Crossovers.
crossovers.
Remember those things?
Yeah, those things. Oh,
Those things.
then COVID happened and ruined everything. But yeah. Good lord.
Chegra scene. Funko coming soon. Iris Funko will be 2-part set where she's marrying Thong.
That is so evil. What is Keita asking?
When are we gonna get an Andy Funko? Eric Wallace is gonna like gift you one or something.
I don't. First of all, Eric does not have that power to decide who gets a Funko. Oh, but also, you know how much the fandom would murder me if I got a Funko before Iris or Joe.
We're all gonna get one. There's gonna be a Paigey one. There's gonna be an Eric one, and me. Eric Wallace is gonna get one, and then Chegra's gonna get one. Goldface, but where's Iris? They I don't know. They just forget, don't they?
Yeah, like it's if listen, Eric is one of the sweetest men on the planet, but I would tell him, Eric, please, I know you're trying to. If you do this because you care for me, don't do it because everyone's gonna be furious.
Just do an Iris one. That's all Andy.
Yeah, do an Iris one. Yeah, I don't understand how they haven't done.
Yes,
he's holding up these 2 little flames. Like, where's my money? And then he's burning dollar bill. He's like, "Where's my money?" Oh,
it's gone.
No. I don't know.
Maybe they'll make a CanadaGraphs one, and there'll be 7
like he's holding a camera.
Yeah, he's holding a camera, and he has a 7-Eleven workers t-shirt. Sorry,
I don't know what does he love.
Long story.
Okay.
Story. Let's not go.
Okay.
Okay. But thank you very much, Gary, for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. And so yeah, we're hitting the hour mark. So if any of you guys have any final questions, please be sure to send them in, and we'll be sure to answer them. But yeah, any kind of last thoughts on Red Death and Batwoman, Andy?
Run, Ryan, run.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Like I really can't wait. Well, this is a weird one.
That's a weird one. Yeah, there we go. I was like, ew, my face.
But yeah, there's before we end, let's talk a little bit about Stargirl, right? Because you wanted to mention Stargirl. How did you find this episode? And for all of you in the chat, I apologize. I still have not caught up, but Andy has watched it, and I know a lot of you guys have seen it. So Andy's gonna do a little summary of his thoughts.
Do you mind you don't mind spoilers?
It's okay.
Okay, spoiler to everyone in the chat. I cannot understand they killed off the Crocs. That was so upsetting. I'm so pissed.
I have no idea what he's talking about, so it's fine.
Yeah, I cannot. And like, but I mean, here's the biggest spoiler, like, because we discover who the killer is.
Oh yeah, and it's like a murder mystery this season.
Yeah, but they all take off their mask, and it's none other than.
Ah! You can say it. I'm not listening.
Okay. I'm not.
Are you not spoiling it?
Yeah, I've already. I mimicked the word. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just waiting. I was like,
you're gonna. I think you're gonna crap your pants. Yeah, I think you. Yeah, I think you should give. Well, how can I give a thumbs up? You were closing your eyes. That's why I was just like waiting.
And I was like looking up.
Yeah, but I think you should definitely watch this episode as soon as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna catch up. I need to catch up on Titans too, which I know you've watched, and some people who have been commenting on videos have been saying, "Oh, you know, I've seen Titans. What do you think?" But yeah,
you should watch Titans. Yeah, I think you will like this season quite a lot, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'll start catching up with those shows soon. I don't know, like Stargirl again. It's the ending. How are we close to the end of the season? Is there a couple more episodes? 3. So, well, there you go. Then that's going to be the final 3 episodes of Stargirl forever. Yeah, it's true. It seems like I've been saying that for 3 years, Nathan. Yeah. No, but I literally haven't watched Stargirl since like the start of season 2, so I'm quite far behind. I don't know why.
You're working. You're busy.
Yeah, I was just very busy last year, and this year I've just like breezed past. I don't know. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in throughout this live stream. Yeah, that pretty much does it. We've gone over all our topics. We've gone over the super chats. I appreciate everyone who supported the channel in this live stream via the super chats. Just to tell you guys, it means a lot to me, really does. And for all of you who are members who, you know, come and join us for our live streams, just, you know, in the chat, or join us on our members live streams. You guys are awesome. And if anyone else wants to become a member, click the join button, and that's the way to do it. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Andy, for joining in. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next Thursday for another live stream. And yeah, so remember, guys, every week, every Thursday, you don't have to question it. I will tell you guys if it's not on, but let's aim for every week, Thursday, 8 till 9 p.m. UK time. That's when it's going to be on. So keep those hours free. So for now, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later. And go check out Andy's stuff. Andy's content is in the description below, and CanadaGraphs' Patreon, because we were featuring that in the...
He's busy writing caramel fanfic. He doesn't have time for the look of it.
It's true. On that note, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.